Well, who knows if we're live?
There we go. We're live now.
Okay, I think we're live. All right. Hey, Brian, how's it
Hey,
going?
pretty good. It's a sad day, Frank.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of America is mourning the loss of Dolly Parton for sure.
Um, I mean, most of it. She had the best Q rating in the history of Q ratings, which nobody really thinks of.
I don't know. I always thought that belonged to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I think it's between Snoop Dogg and Dolly Parton consistently, and then like Martha Stewart slid in there a little while, which is always weird to me. But I think that's off of Snoop Dogg. But I just saw this thing like the Kennedy Center had a thing about this. Her Q rating was consistently high all the time. I think Snoop Dogg's is pretty high too, but hers was like number one several times. So that's
Wow.
a
Well,
valid.
deservedly so. I mean, she seemed like a nice lady, and she did a lot of stuff for other people. Um, and rest in peace. I saw
Yeah.
actually. You know what? I saw her in concert one time,
Where was
opening
this?
for Linda Ronstadt and the Beach Boys.
Oh my God, that's
It,
a lineup.
it was Day on the Green in Oakland, probably 1977. Um,
This is when Moonbeam and Ronstadt are dating, right?
yeah, probably about that same time. Yep. Yeah, that's. I think that's an accurate thing. Here's the funny part. I don't think I even had a drink. Certainly didn't smoke anything funny or take anything funny. And I only really have like two or three like memory type takeaways from the concert. One, Linda Ronstadt's band was really good. Um, Two, the Beach Boys didn't sound anything like the Beach Boys. And three, Dolly Parton played this song called Jolene. And
Oh, about the bank teller, the famous
yeah,
bank
so
teller that was hitting on her husband.
hey Brian, since we probably have some, I don't know if we have people on here or not, but
Hey, just one other thing about that that's very interesting. You said that the Beach Boys
yeah,
didn't sound that good. Well, you know, it's so funny. I saw this like later on. They didn't. The rest of the guys didn't record in studio with Brian.
no,
The
they
Wrecking Crew did.
and the band and Brian had a lot of like internal controversy. Bands always get that, but one I know that a couple of the guys and Brian didn't get along. In fact, one of them didn't like the whole Pet Sounds album, hated it. Yeah, right.
Like
Like who knew?
what? Like
But
what? I mean,
it's
but
sad.
they're like it's brothers and cousins, isn't it? With them,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're
Yeah, it could
cousins
be.
and
That's probably
like
why.
a brother and like two cousins or something like that. Or that's families
They
are
also got ripped off on all their publishing rights
by Brian or by somebody else.
by their father.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like a celebrity dad. Sounds about right, you know.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah,
what do we the index, Frank?
yeah. Right. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing the index. Sound will be a little bit better, but we have a great lineup of topics to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about a couple of big things. We'll be kind of mashing it all in with the prediction market, and yeah. So I hope that if you happen to see this now or later, that you tune in to our show tomorrow.
Hey, so a couple, not to give away too many things here. So we have a couple things on the LA mayor's race, which is still it's interesting. What's the old Dan Rather line? This race is hotter than the Times Square Rolex. Um, I just so we have that, and then obviously some other news broke with this Jed York situation. It's a little tough.
Yeah, the Jed York thing is it fascinates me. I think it on many levels. It fascinates me. I mean,
Yeah.
just the dichotomy between the the junior member of the criminal owners club Jed York, being caught for an $160 prostitution roust versus some of the owners of the old days who were, kind of, if they weren't hardcore gangsters, they sure associated with hardcore
So
gangsters.
I will tell the whole part of this story tomorrow. But remember that time that I lived in Baton Rouge when I taught at LSU? There was a guy, Mr. Mackey, and he drove a private car service for the university. He was also a cab driver, but the university was contracted with them. And he was driving me back to the airport. He goes, "You see where you're sitting right there?" He goes, "Eddie DeBartolo Jr. was sitting in that seat, and right next to me it was Edwin Edwards, and then there was another guy from the 49ers was sitting back there too, because they were figuring out how to get Eddie DeBartolo his casino license for riverboat casino gambling in Louisiana. Remember, he got busted for that whole thing
Yeah,
with
he did.
with Edward Edwards. Edward Edwards of the I could only lose this race if they catch me with a dead girl or a live boy.
I mean, that's old school Louisiana politics right there.
Yeah. Well, vote for the crook. It matters. When he was running against David Duke. Crazy shit. But anyway, no, just it's interesting that these owners, obviously you have the situation with Kraft that happens a couple years ago, and it's just like they get themselves into these scenarios where you just go, "What do you do in answer?" And well, he's pled out, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And the whole narrative between what's going to happen with Jed York and what did happen to Robert Kraft is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's that and the mayor's race. I think there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the LA mayor's race. Hotter than a Timex.
Nice for a Rolex. It's old Dan Rather, but there's a couple things to do there. And what else do we have for everybody tomorrow? Is there anything else?
Well, I mean, I think there's a couple of surprises on the plate. I don't want to give it all away, but obviously, we've got to talk a little bit more about some football. Football season's coming up, and I think at last there's a story about what's happening. Kind of out there in the prediction market, and how it's kind of changing our world day by day.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. This whole deal, because I think that there's obviously some dangers in it, but there's also obviously some places where it may expose things that maybe expose some truths about some stuff that I think there's a interesting dichotomy there, or it's interesting kind of like. Not as little ambiguity, I should say, but actually not really a dichotomy. So anyway,
we'll call it ambiguity.
Yeah, we'll call it ambiguity. That's a better way.
The ambiguity of, do I go with the 93% sure thing, or do I try to cash on 7?
Yeah, just so you know, Frank, that I will have a fresh haircut tomorrow morning and a nice polo shirt on. I just finished making dinner and cleaning the yard, so I'm a little.
Hey, what'd you make? What's dinner?
I had meatballs, the spaghetti meatballs, but made not meatballs from the store, made meatballs.
Made with real meat.
Yeah. Veal pork beef mix with some breadcrumbs and some onions and some. I used garlic. I didn't cut up garlic from scratch, so sometimes you got to cheat a little bit. But I did that.
The fella's technique where you take the razor blade and
casino. Yeah, in casino. No, I didn't do that. It's so crazy, Frank. I spent a little bit of time taking care of my mom over the summer. And people know that I have a mother who's a retired librarian, but she had a knee replacement. I watched Casino so many times, and it's so interesting that there's this part where you watch it again. You hope the guy gets away with it a little bit, but clearly he is not going to. But such a good darn.
I mean, he's the most likable person in a really big group of unlikable people.
Yeah.
He's unlikable. Sharon Stone is unlikable. A lot of the guys that are, ripping off the casino in the background are unlikable. And, at least the bookie is kind of likable.
He's kind of likable. I mean, they do the little bit of that for the movie a little bit because Lefty Rosenthal, there was a couple of things there. Also, didn't realize later that he was an informant. I just didn't
Oh,
wasn't in my bingo card, but
wasn't in the book either.
wasn't. Maybe that's how he stayed out of the black book in Las Vegas. Like that's how
Yeah.
they never put him in the black book because he was really telling on people. But anyway, so this is good. Is anything else in the? Hey, do you want to? Maybe we should. You and I should keep talking. But everybody, tune in tomorrow. Who's on right now? But yeah.
All right, great. Hey, Brian, great to see you, and we'll keep talking, and we'll get this locked up for tomorrow. And prayers for the family of Dolly Parton in the meantime.
Yes, prayers, sending up blessings to Dolly Parton and her family.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.